Imagine waking up one day to find grocery shelves completely empty. There's no food, no water, and no essential supplies for your family. It's a terrifying thought, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility. In times of crisis, whether it's a natural disaster or a sudden attack, those who aren't prepared suffer the most. But you don't have to be one of them. In today's video, we're going to dive into the 9 essential grocery items you need to start hoarding right now to protect yourself and your loved ones before the next big attack hits the United States. We're not just talking about the obvious items that everyone thinks of. We'll reveal some hidden gems that most people overlook but could make all the difference when disaster strikes. Stick with us to the end because knowing these 9 essential items could be the game changer between being fully prepared and finding yourself in a desperate scramble. Preparation is key in these uncertain times, and with Prepper Pantry, you've got a guide to help you every step of the way. If you're serious about being ready for any crisis, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of smart preppers. Now, let's get into why preparation is so crucial and which 9 grocery products you absolutely need to stock up on before it's too late. When disaster strikes, panic spreads like wildfire and grocery stores can collapse within hours. People rush to grab bare essentials, leaving shelves empty and disrupting supply lines. We've seen this scenario play out before during hurricanes and even the early days of the pandemic. Basic items like bread or toilet paper become impossible to find in no time. Now, imagine that scenario on a larger scale, where restocking could take weeks or even months. In moments of crisis, the last thing you want to do is fight the crowds or rely on sheer luck to find what you need. The time to prepare is now. When a genuine emergency occurs, it will already be too late to gather essentials. The reality is most people don't believe it will happen to them, but history tells us otherwise. From power grid failures to sudden attacks, being caught off guard is a recurring theme, and those who were prepared fared far better. The key to survival isn't waiting for the problem to arrive, it's anticipating it. So, how do you start? It all begins by understanding which essential grocery items you need to have on hand before disaster strikes. Let's discuss the 9 grocery items that could be lifesavers in an emergency. 9. Dried goods. When we say dried goods, we're talking about pantry essentials like rice, pasta, and various grains. These are the kinds of foods that when stored correctly can seem like they never really expire. So why should dried goods be a priority in any emergency stockpile? The answer is simple. They're not just inexpensive and easy to store. They're also incredibly filling and provide essential calories that can keep you going during a crisis. For example, a single cup of rice can expand into several servings once cooked, providing you with more food for less storage space. In times of scarcity, foods that can stretch this far become invaluable. But think about this, rice and grains, when vacuum sealed or stored in airtight containers, can last for a staggering 25 to 30 years. Yes, you heard that right, decades of shelf life. If you're concerned about the perishability of your food supplies, dried goods are the ultimate backup. There's no denying the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have reliable food options that can stand the test of time. One of the best features of dried goods is their versatility. You can combine them with a wide array of other ingredients to make hearty, satisfying meals. I got some canned vegetables or beans, mix them with rice or pasta, and suddenly a bland meal transforms into something much more nourishing and enjoyable. This adaptability makes dried goods an essential part of any emergency food stash. Let's not forget about the nutritional value. Whole grains like quinoa and brown rice offer much more than just carbohydrates. They are packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. So you're not just filling your stomach, you're also fueling your body with the nutrients it needs to function properly, especially when fresh food might be out of reach for weeks or even months. In a real emergency, you need foods that can hold up under less than ideal conditions, and dried goods fit this requirement perfectly. They're lightweight, easy to store, and offer a serious bang for your buck. Whether you're dealing with the aftermath of a natural disaster, a prolonged power outage, or any situation where grocery store shelves are bare, having a stash of dried goods will give you a significant advantage. 8. Cooking oils and fats. When disaster strikes and every calorie counts, cooking oils and fats transform from a mere kitchen staple to a vital source of long-lasting energy. Have you ever thought about what role these oils might play in an emergency? Let's dive into why they should be one of the top items on your preparedness list. Firstly, cooking oils and fats are not just for frying or sauteing your food. They are a powerhouse of high-calorie content that can offer you a burst of energy when you need it the most. A single tablespoon of oil packs around 120 calories, providing a substantial and quick energy boost when food is scarce. Imagine the difference it would make to have this calorie-dense option available when you're running low on supplies. Next, consider the shelf life of these oils. Fresh foods might spoil quickly, but oils like olive oil, and even ghee can last for months or even years when stored correctly. A pantry stocked with these oils ensures you have a reliable source of energy for the long haul. Proper storage means keeping them in a cool, dark place to prevent them from going rancid, ensuring they stay fresh and usable for as long as possible. Beyond their longevity and energy content, these oils are incredibly versatile and useful in various survival scenarios. Take coconut oil, for instance. Not only does it have natural antibacterial properties, but it can extend the shelf life of certain foods you might have stored. You can use it as a preservative or even another creative survival hack, such as making emergency candles or creating a barrier to protect wounds. But the versatility of oils and fats doesn't stop there. In emergency situations, maintaining a sense of normalcy can significantly boost morale, and cooking oils play a crucial part in this. They allow you to prepare warm, comforting meals that remind you of easier times. Picture yourself turning a simple storage of rice and beans into a delicious, satisfying meal with just a splash of oil. That familiar taste can offer comfort and a psychological boost, making it easier to stay strong and positive in trying times. Additionally, many oils have practical uses far beyond the kitchen. You'd be surprised to know that a little bit of oil can go a long way in protecting your tools from rust, moisturizing dry or cracked skin, or even making simple lamps that can light up your space when the power is out. These extra uses can turn these common pantry items into multitasking marvels during a crisis. 7. Honey. Honey is more than just a delicious addition to your tea or toast. It's one of the most valuable items you can have in a crisis situation. Why is honey so special, you ask? Well, let's start with its astonishing shelf life. Believe it or not, honey doesn't spoil. Archaeologists have discovered honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that is still perfectly edible, even after thousands of years. This makes it a long-term solution for anyone preparing for a potential disaster. Unlike other perishables, honey remains consumable indefinitely, ensuring you always have a reliable source of nutrition. But honey's benefits extend far beyond its longevity. When you're in a high-stress situation or rationing your supplies, quick energy sources are crucial. Honey is a natural source of easily digestible sugars, providing a rapid energy boost when your body needs it most. Imagine being stuck without electricity trying to weather out the storm. A spoonful of honey can give you the quick burst of energy required to stay alert and keep going. Moreover, honey possesses remarkable medicinal properties. It's not just food, it's also a first aid essential. Honey has natural antibacterial and antiseptic properties, which means you can use it to treat minor wounds and burns. In an emergency scenario where medical supplies might be limited, having honey in your stockpile can make a world of difference. Simply applying honey to a cut can help prevent infection, promoting faster healing, and keeping you safer when medical help isn't readily available. Let's not forget its versatility in the kitchen. While white sugar may run out, a few jars of honey can replace sweeteners in a variety of recipes. From baking to cooking, its rich, sweet flavor enhances just about anything. Plus, considering that honey is denser and sweeter than white sugar, a little goes a long way, making it an efficient option for long-term storage. You might be thinking, are there alternatives to honey? While maple syrup or agave syrup can be good backups, they don't offer the same unique combination of longevity and medicinal benefits. Maple syrup usually needs refrigeration after opening, and agave syrup doesn't have the antibacterial properties honey boasts. Although still valuable, they don't quite measure up to honey mess full spectrum of uses. 6. Freeze-dried or dehydrated foods. These items aren't just for the avid hikers or seasoned campers anymore. They're rapidly becoming one of the smartest and most essential items you can stash in your pantry, especially when preparing for a crisis or potential attack. You might be wondering why these foods are so highly recommended. The answer is straightforward. Freeze-dried and dehydrated foods retain a remarkable amount of nutrients, taste, and texture. Yet, they occupy only a fraction of the space when compared to their fresh or canned counterparts. Their lightweight nature means not only are they incredibly easy to store, but they are also much simpler to carry if you ever need to evacuate quickly. Picture this, a bag filled with freeze-dried fruits, vegetables, or even an entire meal waiting to be rehydrated. All you need to do is add water, and within minutes you have a nutritious dish ready to devour. What sets these foods apart even further is their impressive shelf life. When stored correctly, they can last up to 25 years. This makes them a stellar long-term food storage solution. In a scenario where the food supply chain breaks down, having a stockpile of freeze-dried meals means you don't have to worry about your food spoiling. Many people mistakenly assume that freeze-dried foods are limited to basic, perhaps unappetizing items. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Today, there are freeze-dried versions of nearly every food imaginable, from scrambled eggs and beef stew to delectable desserts. This wide variety means you can still enjoy diverse and comforting meals even when the world around you is in chaos. Consider the practical advantages. Freeze-dried foods are compact and require minimal storage space. This aspect is particularly crucial if you have limited pantry space or need to transport your emergency supplies. Because they're lightweight, you can carry a substantial amount without being weighed down, an essential benefit in an evacuation scenario. Understanding that freeze-dried foods come with a higher upfront cost may give some pause. Yet, when you carefully think about it, they are one of the most prudent investments you can make for your emergency preparedness kit. Their durability and portability offer peace of mind, qualities that are invaluable during a crisis. Moreover, these foods provide more than just sustenance, they bring a semblance of normalcy. Having the capability to prepare and enjoy familiar, comforting meals can have a significant psychological benefit during stressful times. This can keep morale high for you and your loved ones, helping maintain a sense of stability and well-being. In addition, the nutritional aspect cannot be overstated. Freeze-dried foods maintain the essential vitamins and minerals needed to keep your body functioning optimally, which is crucial when under stress. Poor nutrition can weaken your immune system and impair your ability to think clearly, neither of which is desirable during a crisis. Number 5. Canned foods. Now, you might think canned foods are a no-brainer, but in the heat of a crisis, having a steady supply of protein could mean the difference between thriving and merely surviving. So why is protein so crucial? Well, protein is the fuel that powers your body. It keeps your muscles strong and ensures you remain alert when your survival might depend on it. Forget about those gourmet meal plans for a moment. In a survival scenario, your priority will be food that's easy to prepare and won't spoil without refrigeration. Canned meats, beans, and fish. Let's start with canned meats like chicken, beef, and tuna. These aren't just convenient, they're packed with calories and nutrients and are ready to eat straight out of the can. You don't need to cook them, you don't need to thaw them, just open and consume. Plus, they have an incredibly long shelf life, sometimes up to 5 to 10 years if stored properly. Unlike fresh meat, which can spoil in a matter of days, canned proteins can keep you well nourished even when supermarket shelves are bare. Canned beans are another heavy hitter in the protein department. Think black beans, kidney beans, and chickpeas. These are not only packed with protein, but are also rich in fiber and essential nutrients like iron. These small details can make a huge difference when you're relying on your stockpile for sustenance. You're not just eating to survive, you're eating to maintain your health, strength, and stamina. And we can't overlook canned fish, tuna, salmon, sardines. These options are often rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial for both your brain and heart. In stressful situations, maintaining strong cognitive functions and cardiovascular health is more important than ever. These little cans of fish are like a nutritional goldmine when everything else is in short supply. While canned foods are undoubtedly the backbone of any solid prepper's pantry, they're not the whole story. You need a diverse selection to ensure you're getting a well-rounded diet that keeps you both strong and alert. Stocking up on these items might just be the key to riding out any prolonged emergency seamlessly. So why stockpile canned foods? Because they offer a blend of convenience, nutrition, and longevity that's hard to beat. When disaster strikes, you don't want to be caught off guard. You want to be prepared, fortified, and fully nourished, ready to face whatever comes next. 4. Water and purification tablets. In times of crisis, there is one resource that is undeniably the most essential for survival: clean, drinkable water. Without it, the human body can only survive for a mere 3 days. It's alarming to think that a single cyber attack or targeted strike could cripple our water supply systems, leaving millions of people scrambling to find safe drinking water. The moment clean water becomes scarce, the panic is almost palpable: shelves empty of bottled water in a matter of hours. And the scramble to secure this life-sustaining resource begins. So, why is it so critical to plan ahead? It's simple. Imagine waking up one morning to find that your usual water supply has been contaminated or cut off completely. Would you be prepared? The unsettling reality is that many of us are not. Experts unanimously recommend storing a substantial amount of water, at least 1 gallon per person per day, for drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene. But what if storing gallons upon gallons of water isn't feasible due to space constraints? This is where purification tablets come into play, and here's what makes them a game changer. Purification tablets are small, lightweight, and easy to store, making them an ideal solution when space is limited or when you're on the move. These tablets are designed to transform potentially unsafe water from sources like rivers, ponds, or even rainwater into safe, drinkable water. They contain chemicals like iodine or chlorine dioxide that neutralize pathogens, making the water microbiologically safe. In a crisis scenario where water supplies may become contaminated, the risk of waterborne diseases such as cholera, dysentery, and giardiasis increases significantly. These diseases can spread rapidly, exacerbating an already dire situation. By having purification tablets on hand, you're not just ensuring survival, you're protecting your health. They offer peace of mind, knowing that you have the means to purify water from natural sources. But the benefits of water purification tablets extend beyond emergency preparedness. For those who love the great outdoors, hikers, campers, and adventurers, these tablets are an essential part of any survival kit. They provide the flexibility to access clean water wherever you are, reducing the need to carry large quantities of bottled water on your back. Moreover, using purification tablets is straightforward. Typically, it involves simply dissolving the tablet in the questionable water, waiting for a specified amount of time, and then it's ready to drink. This ease of use is crucial in high-stress situations where quick access to clean water is needed. 3. Powdered milk or shelf-stable dairy. Imagine a scenario where supermarket shelves are bare and getting fresh milk is next to impossible. That's where powdered milk and shelf-stable dairy come into play, and trust me, they are absolute lifesavers. Why is powdered milk such a game changer? It's straightforward and boasts a long shelf life, lasting for years without the need for refrigeration. This makes it an incredibly reliable source of essential nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, and protein, all the good stuff your body still needs even when you're in survival mode. And the best part, it's super easy to use. Just add water and voila, you've got milk ready for drinking or cooking. But I get it, powdered milk isn't everyone's cup of tea. Thankfully, there are other options like shelf-stable dairy products, including evaporated milk and ultra-high-temperature milk. These products come in convenient cartons or cans and can last for months, sometimes even years. The beauty of these options is that they require no refrigeration until open, making them perfect for situations where you might be facing power outages. Now, let's really paint the picture. Imagine trying to live without dairy for weeks. No milk for your morning coffee or cereal, even the occasional comforting cup of hot cocoa. Sounds rough, right? That's why having these shelf-stable dairy options on hand can make a world of difference. They ensure you don't miss out on the vital nutrients that milk provides, and they add a little bit of normalcy to what could otherwise be a very challenging time. Powdered milk and shelf-stable dairy are often overlooked, but trust me, they deserve a spot at the top of your emergency stockpile list. Picture this, you're stuck in your home during a crisis, but thanks to your foresight, you can still enjoy a wholesome breakfast with milk over your cereal, or keep up your daily calcium intake with a refreshing glass of milk. It's these small comforts that can boost your morale and keep you going strong. 2. The hidden power of salt and seasonings. First, let's talk about preservation. Salt has been one of humanity's oldest and most reliable methods for preserving food. Long before refrigeration was even imagined, salting meats and vegetables was a primary means of extending their shelf life. In a crisis where electricity and refrigeration may be compromised, knowing how to salt food can literally be a lifesaver. By preserving your meat, or even certain vegetables through salting, you can create a backup food source that lasts much longer than anything left fresh. Beyond preservation, salt is essential for another critical reason: maintaining your body's electrolyte balance. In survival scenarios, your physical activity is likely to spike. Whether you're gathering firewood, setting up shelter, or simply trying to find clean water, your body will be under increased strain. When stress levels rise and physical labor intensifies, your body's need for electrolytes skyrockets. Salt-rich and essential electrolytes can help you stay hydrated, avoid heat exhaustion, and maintain your overall health. Neglecting this small but vital component could lead to severe consequences. Now, let's not overlook the psychological benefits of flavor. Salt is just the beginning. Imagine eating bland rice or indistinguishable canned beans day after day. The repetitiveness can become demoralizing over time. A simple seasoning like black pepper, a pinch of garlic powder, or a sprinkle of dried herbs can transform an uninspiring meal into something much more palatable. Spices do more than just please your taste buds, they can significantly lift your spirits. In times of crisis, when everything else seems chaotic and stressful, a little bit of culinary comfort can be a massive morale booster. It's easy to rush for the obvious essentials in a panic: water, canned goods, and batteries. Yet, those who take time to consider the less obvious but equally important supplies stand a better chance of maintaining not just their health, but also their sense of well-being. A well-rounded stockpile isn't only about the bare necessities, it also includes those small, thoughtful choices that make life bearable in challenging times. By incorporating a variety of spices, from the essential salt to more flavorful additions like cumin or thyme, you can turn your stockpile into something both sustainable and more enjoyable. Finally, there's the practicality of spices in food preparation and cooking. Many spices have antimicrobial properties that can help in keeping food sanitary. For instance, garlic and turmeric are known for their antibacterial capabilities. Including such spices in your cooking isn't just about taste, it can also add a layer of protection against potential foodborne illnesses, an invaluable benefit when medical facilities might be difficult to access. 1. Vitamins and supplements. When you think of stocking up for an emergency, you probably imagine canned goods, bottled water, maybe even a few bags of rice and beans. But let me ask you this: what happens when the fresh fruits and vegetables become scarce? Your body still needs those essential nutrients to stay strong and resilient, right? This is where vitamins and supplements come into play, and trust me, their importance can't be overstated. First off, let's talk about multivitamins. In a disaster scenario, missing out on essential nutrients can weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to illnesses and infections. Nobody wants that, especially when medical supplies might be limited. So start by stocking up on basic multivitamins. These act as an insurance policy for your health, ensuring you get a broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals to keep your body running in tip-top shape. Now, there are specific vitamins you'll want to focus on. Vitamin C is a powerhouse when it comes to supporting your immune system. It helps fend off colds and infections, which is crucial when you're already stressed and your body is working overtime. A strong immune system can make the difference between staying healthy and falling ill when you least can afford to. Next up, vitamin D. We get most of our vitamin D from sunlight. However, in a crisis, you might find yourself spending long periods indoors. Whether it's due to poor weather conditions, safety concerns, or lack of mobility, vitamin D is vital for bone health and also boosts your immune system. In fact, a deficiency can lead to fatigue and weakened bones, which is the last thing you need in a high-stress situation. So stock up on vitamin D supplements to keep yourself energetic and strong. Don't forget about minerals like magnesium and zinc. Magnesium plays a crucial role in muscle function and helps manage stress levels, both physical and mental. With all the physical activity you might be undertaking, whether it's moving heavy supplies, walking long distances, or merely coping with the stress of the situation, you'll want your muscles to function smoothly. Zinc, on the other hand, is essential for immune health, protein synthesis, and DNA production. It essentially helps your cells function properly, which is vital in maintaining overall health during a critical time. One often overlooked but equally crucial supplement is fish oil, rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These are fantastic for brain health, which is incredibly important when you need to make quick, intelligent decisions. Omega-3s also support heart health, helping to manage stress and inflammation. Keeping your brain sharp and your heart healthy could be the game changer you need in a stressful situation. Remember, survival isn't just about having enough food and water. It's about maintaining your health and energy so you can make sound decisions and physically handle the challenges that come your way. So, when you're prepping your survival kit, don't just focus on the obvious staples. And equip yourself with these vital vitamins and supplements, and you'll have a significant edge when everything else falls apart. In conclusion, being prepared for the next big attack isn't just about stockpiling basic necessities like food and water. It's about thinking ahead to maintain your health, morale, and well-being in challenging times. By considering items like spices, vitamins, and supplements, you ensure that you and your loved ones stay healthy, resilient, and mentally fortified. Remember, it's the thoughtful details that can make all the difference. What are some of the essential items you think should be added to your emergency stockpile? Leave a comment below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips on how to stay prepared in any situation.